Welcome to Captain of Industry. My name is Corporal Hobbs, and we are back in episode 10. So, been a little bit of time. I was just restocking our stockpiles of construction parts so we can continue on building. So, today's episode is going to be all about setting up our electronic threes, which means we're going to need to get our microchip production up and running, which means we'll need our gold production up and running. So let's take a look at that. Before we jump into gold though, we do have an issue if we look at our sand. Our sand is going down, and the reason for that is this is all the sand that we have left here in this dig pit. There's a little bit left over here and some right over here, but not much. And then if we look over here, our dig pit over here that was producing sand is completely cleaned out. There's little trace amounts left here, but nothing that shows up on the overlay. So we're going to fill this in. So I think first thing we need to do is set up our next sand mine. And in preparation for that, as well as gold, I put together a little blueprint that will be available for this Senior Lance Corporal members. So it's basically an ore sorter set to sort 2 items. So besides dirt and rock, you can configure it to sort different items, and you control that with the F and G and I and J slots here. So that's where you would separate out your 2 items. And they go into these respective storages, and then everything is hooked up already to pull out 4 belts of material off of each storage and run it underneath a ramp, so you don't have to worry about blocking access to the vehicles. So I think we are going to take this ore sorter, and I think this is going to be the next closest sand. So we could do this one or this one out here. But I think we'll do this one over here. So I think we will tuck this in over here on level ground. There we go. And we will build all of this, and the vehicle ramps, we'll leave these unbuilt for now. And this will be a sand mine number 2. And we'll edit the area. And basically we want all of this for sand mining. We also have iron over here in this hill. So once we clear this out, we'll also have our iron mine over here. That's why these guys on the project team have created a path through the mountain. We'll still need to create one right here or over here somewhere. But for now, this will work. So we'll unpause that. We will need some vehicles, so we're going to do 4 haul trucks, and then we're going to need some mega excavators. And we can do that by taking one from each of our project teams. So we'll do that. And then once that other sand mine is done, we'll just reassign the vehicles over here. So this guy is on sand, and we'll just have one of the excavators prioritized to sand. And let's see, how is he going to get over there? Looks like we need to do something about this pipe right here. So let's cut that, get rid of that. Oh. Do not destroy the one that's underground. There we go. And do a vehicle ramp. Just do something like that. and like that. And now we should be good to grab this excavator here. And he should be good to path along here. Might just be some of this debris here that we just need to get rid of. There we go. So he can make it through here, over the ramp, up through here, and then through this valley, and then through here. Still a little bit of debris here that we can get rid of. So that's one. And then this guy, perfect, he's already on his way. And then now we just need to do our mining designations. I think we'll just do straight to through all of this. So something like that. And that should work for now. And then we'll set this to be sand. And then we're going to use both buckets for sand. So we'll just do that. And rock can handle 2,700 at max. So there is 4 belts into rock, 3 belts into dirt. And then I believe, no, was it let me see, 2,700 divided by 450. So we have 6 belts into rock. I think it is 3 belts into dirt, and then 4 belts into each of these storages coming out of the sorting plant. And then eventually we have belts here for if we hook these up to trains or anything like that. It should be relatively simple to do all of that here without blocking in our vehicles and giving them access to dump stuff here into dirt. And then same thing with gold. So looking at the map, we have gold over here. So I have the gold mining team. I built 3 mega excavators and gave them some trucks and built this over here for testing. They haven't processed any gold yet. They've just been kind of clearing out the area, flattening it, and getting everything ready, as well as running a diesel pipe over here and giving them a fuel truck. That way they are good to go on fuel out here without having to have a fuel truck drive all the way from base. So let's start mining this area out. So I think we'll just do something like this. There we go. And same kind of idea, just open this area up and we'll change these guys over to gold ore. And pause them. There we go. So it's going to take a little bit of time for them to start digging into the gold. But shouldn't be too long. And then same idea, have this set up to gold for both storages. So once they do start mining gold, we'll have that. And we already got our first little bit of gold here. In preparation for that, let's go over the gold blueprint that I put together. This will also be available for the members. So over here, I'm thinking we do gold right here. So we'll have our gold output box with our gold ore as an input here. Eventually this will be hooked up to our train stations that are going to go right over here once iron has been cleared out and we fill this back in. Yeah, sand is getting low, but we should have more sand coming in now. But we'll go over the process for making gold, so let's do that right here. So to make gold, we need gold ore concentrate and sand. To get the gold ore concentrate, we need a settling tank. So that will take gold ore powder and mix it with some acid. So to get the gold ore powder, we have to take gold ore crushed. To get gold ore crushed, we take gold ore, run it through a crusher. We'll get our gold ore crushed, 144. Then we take 72 of that, so half of that, to crush again into powder. So basically, for every one crusher you have running gold ore, you need 2 making powder. The powder, so 72 powder is what we get. We only need 36 for a settling tank. So each one of these can run off of 2. So for every 144 gold ore that we are crushing, we'll need 4 settling tanks. Those settling tanks will make 9 gold ore concentrate each. So we have 36 of them, and this runs at 18, so we'll need 2 of these. So this is the basic ratio, but there is one more thing that we have to deal with, which is the toxic slurry. And the only way to deal with toxic slurry besides dumping it, so we could either dump it or we take it in a wastewater treatment. So this will take 108. Each one of these produce 27. So we'll take 108, divide that by 27, so we can support 4 of 1 wastewater treatment to 4 settling tanks is the ratio, and that will produce us 18 gold. Now looking at it, for our microchips, eventually we are going to need 12, 15, 18 gold just to run 1 set of microchips at full production. And this only produces 18 gold, so that doesn't account for luxury goods that we will eventually need, so 8 gold there. So what I've done is, in this blueprint, we are running 10 furnaces, so it's basically 5 sets of this. So 5 sets of these will produce 90 gold for us, so that should be plenty of gold for the moment, as well as making it in a easy to expand design. So all of our inputs and outputs are on the outsides here. So in this case, we have sand as an input. We have our gold ore coming out over here. I've labeled everything on the outside with the sorters or the balancers. So it'll say sand input, gold output, and so on. This should be our exhaust. This is our water. And then over here we have our acid, our brine. We have our slag output. We have rock input, coal, as well as our gold ore. So with 5 of the, we'll start here at the beginning. So our gold ore comes in over here, goes into a crusher to be crushed, and then from there goes into our second set of crushers. So there's 10 of them here. So 5 goes into 10 of these, and then from there it goes into our settling tanks, and then over to our gold furnaces. And then we have our wastewater treatment plants here. Part of that process though is we need filter media. So this guy over here will produce 36 filter media. We only need 30, so it won't run fully, but we can get this started. we should have, yep, we have gold ore coming in. For now, we're just going to rely on trucks delivering everything. It should be fine for getting this process started. And we do have gold ore coming in now. How's our sand doing? Sand's kind of leveled out, so we are making just enough. Let's go see how they're doing over here. So still digging this out, and then out over here, our trucks are digging this out. So they'll, looks like they're gonna flatten this area and then work back towards the ore sorter. Whereas this guy is, because we didn't set a priority, he's just going to work from one side to the other, digging out each tile. Which we don't need that much gold at the moment, so that should be, or sand at the moment, so that should be fine. It'll help a lot once these guys move over. But let's see, so we have our rock coming in. We're changing that, or crushing that into gravel, so we have 2 of those running. Then we're taking that gravel and crushing it again into manufactured sand, so we have 2 more of those running. And that gives us the 24 gravel and 12 manufactured sand mixed with a little bit of coal to produce us the filter media. Then the filter media comes out over here on these belts to all of the waste treatment plants. So I think we will turn on 1 set of these. So we'll need 1 crusher, 2 of these crushers. We'll turn on 1 waste treatment plant. Which means we can support 4 settling tanks and 2 gold furnaces. So that should make us 18 gold. And then all of that stuff will come out. So we'll get some exhaust. There is a overflow here for exhaust, but it also comes out the front of the blueprint, and then I've just tied it in with our exhaust process, or our exhaust scrubbing from all of our other smelting to run over here to our exhaust scrubbers on this side by our refinery. And then same with water, because gold is that waste water treatment plant is outputting water. This pipe here will have a priority out to this balancer here that we have for our spaghetti pipes, and it is the priority in before this water goes to our lab equipment production for our paper, or to our water for our microchips that we'll talk about here in a moment, or to our water out over here for our farms. So that covers our gold smelting. So now we are just waiting on a little bit of gold to get produced. So these guys are running. It's going to take a little bit of time for all the belts to back up when we're not running this full on. We have gold here. That's good. So we have acid. We're just waiting on our gold ore powder. Oh, I think these ones go to the far side. Okay. So we'll pause these settling tanks and unpause these ones. So these set of crushers supply the powder for the far side, and then these ones are the near side, in case you're using this blueprint. So there we go. That's making the gold ore powder, getting us the gold ore concentrate and the toxic slurry. So toxic slurry just comes out here on this pipe and goes around and feeds into all of the waste treatment. So that's what we see over here. This guy's running with some brine, and the brine we are just getting from our power plant that we put down in the last episode. So this guy over here, and it has a priority out on the balancer, so it prioritizes brine to gold. before it takes the other brine and makes it into salt. And then the salt just comes over to our storage box here. And let's see. So we have all of that running. We should have our first set of gold coming out. So it's going to go down this belt into this storages for our backup store overflow storage before continuing on this belt here over to our gold storage, and then it will process through to our microchip production, part of our main bus. One of the things I did do in between episodes is I cleaned up this area so trucks can now drive through, especially our mega excavators, stuff like that. So now trucks can climb through this area, and then I added in one bridge here, that way trucks can still access copper, because they were having issues passing through this spot here. So now they can cut through here and then over the ramp and then to copper or rubber. And then the trucks can still drive through right here to get access to our concrete slabs for putting down concrete, which I have the trucks doing over here just to reduce that maintenance use on all of our vehicles. So give me one moment and I will bring you guys back once we have some gold here, and then we'll talk about our microchips. Alright, we are back. So got a little bit of gold stockpiled, so let's go over our microchip production. Now, if you have my blueprints inside of my production tab for the hub, in miscellaneous, I have a, where is it? Microchip expansion. So that's all this blueprint is. We built this in the last season for our island. So this is designed to be tileable to expand your microchip production as you need. So that's where this blueprint is coming from. So it will take in water, acid, silicon, copper, plastic, and gold, as well as, or actually, yeah, that's all we need for this. And then we'll start here at the beginning. So we will produce some silicon wafers with some silicon and some water. One of these will produce 12. With these basic machines, we only need 6 of them. So we'll unpause that. Actually, never mind, we need compute. That's the other thing. Okay. So for starting this up, we are in a new resource that we need. So we need computing, consumed when operational. So to make some compute, the only thing we have at the moment is these mainframe computers. So we will just stick these right over here for now. So we'll unpause. So this will take 12 workers and 2 megawatts of power and give us 8 teraflops of compute. Now each one of these machines is going to use 4 of those. So let us see. So we have 12 here, so 13 there. So 13 times 4 is 52. So we're going to need about 7 of these guys. We'll do 8 of them. So we'll have 8 of these guys making 8 teraflops each. So we'll have 64 teraflops. And the reason we are doing that is because electronic 3s can only be made in assembler 4s or higher. And assembler 4s are going to use 3 teraflops as well for computing. So we are going to need a little bit of headroom. That way we can produce some electronic 3s. Once we have the electronic 3s up and running, right here, the first research we are going to get after we've made 20 of them is unlock data centers. And then with data centers and maintenance 3, we can start producing servers. So servers are just going to be electronic 3s and steel. And I think I set this up wrong. Yep, I did. Okay. So servers, we are going to produce right over here. Servers are going to be steel and electronic 3s. Let me use some Unity here to get rid of everything. For some reason, I thought it was electronic 2s. There we go. There we go, and there we go. Okay, so we'll need to hook this up to electronic 3s. And the way we will do that is just bring it out right here at height 4. Right here, and then dump it down to height 1. There we go. So it should split 50-50 from there. But let's see. So we have our compute up and running. So we have 64 teraflops. It's going to eat through a lot of our power. So we may need to start turning on some more of our coal power for this. But let's start the first process. So we'll make some silicon wafers with some silicon and water. And then from there, those silicon wafers are going to go out. It does a 50-50 split to the other side. At full production, we are going to need 18 for each microchip machine. But for now, we just need 6. So we'll take those silicon wafers, mix it with some acid, some water, and that will make our stage 1As. Once we have our 1As, we will take those 1As, mix it with some copper and some plastic. That will give us our 1Bs. Once we have our 1Bs, we'll mix it with some gold. That will get us our 1Cs. The 1Cs come around on this belt up to this machine here. And we'll take our 1Cs, mix it with some acid, some water, and that will get us our 2As. Our 2As, just like before, we'll mix it with some copper, some plastic. That gets us our 2Bs. And then our 2Bs, we mix that with some gold, and that gets us our 3Cs. And then same idea, runs up to the next set of machines. And so on and so forth. It goes through all the different stages up here. Oh, backwards. There we go. So eventually we'll get our 3Cs, mix it with acid water. That gets us our 3Bs, our 4As. Our 4As, we mix that with copper and plastic to get us our 4Bs. And then finally, we take our 4Bs, mix it with some gold, and that will get us 12 microchips. And then our microchips will come out here on this belt, hops over to this side, and then connects into our microchip storage here. And microchips are only ever used for electronic 3s. So we just have that storage tied directly into our electronic 3 production over here. So let's add in our microchips to our display over here on this side. And we will put those right over here underneath electronic 2s so we can keep an eye on the production of those. And it looks like... Oh. Wrong one. There we go. And we have started producing our microchips. And we are eating through about 48 teraflops so far. It's just going to depend on when these start and stop, and so on. But we have our microchip production going now. So we're making 12 of those, which means we can run 4 of our electronic 3 productions, which is going to be another 12 teraflops. But this will start producing us the microchip 3s that we need. And our power is already getting up there. I think we are just barely fine at the moment. And let's check our research. So we've produced enough, so we will add that to the queue. We'll cancel our vehicle pollution. We've gotten up to vehicle pollution 10, so we're losing 40% of our pollution from vehicles in the meantime. So we'll start this research, and then we'll go right into lab equipment, then the internet, and then we'll just jump back to vehicle pollution. So once our data centers are up and running, which we can speed up that process by doing some research efficiency, we'll just keep it slightly positive since we are right at the limit for how much unity we can have. While we are waiting on our microchips and research to get done for the data center, let's look at our original coal and iron mine. So with the new ore sorters, I think it is time to change this over to the new system. As you can see, our iron is sometimes backing up and sometimes emptying, just depending on how much iron we are mining out of here. And with all the vehicles changed over to the big haul trucks, these guys can instantly overload a regular ore sorting plant. So we will get rid of all of this stuff over here. So if we look, we have 10 and 20 on coal. So we'll remember that. And then we have 7 and 14 on the other one. So let us get rid of all of this. And I think we'll clear it up to this spot right here. So we will need some unity for quick removing all of this material so our trucks can haul everything away. So we'll burn through some of this unity. There we go. And then same thing here. And we'll get rid of this iron. And then all of this coal that we have stockpiled. There's that. There's that. Okay. So trucks are getting rid of the belts. We'll help them up with, or help them with some unity as well. And we'll use unity to get rid of the last of this. Okay. So going back to our miscellaneous folder, we'll grab a ore sorter here. And I'm thinking we are going to want to do I don't know if we'll be able to fit 2 in right over here. So let's do 1 right there. We'll do the other one right here. So this will be our coal mine. So we are going to do 10 and 20 on there. And then this will be coal. So we'll do coal, and then we'll do iron because they do have the chance to find iron on there. And then this will be our iron mine. And this will be the 7 and 14 trucks here. And then these guys are primarily going to be iron. And then they have the chance to find coal as well. So we'll put coal on that one. And we will actually unpause everything except for the rock and dirt belts. We don't need those unpaused. But we will use the belts coming from our coal and iron over here. So let's let all of these trucks get done. Then we can also redo our mining designations. We'll do something like that. And then for iron, we'll do something like that. And these guys are part of iron mine. Iron. 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 Okay. These guys are all coal, but we'll wait for them to get down in the hole before trying to do everything again. Let's see, can we speed this up? We could do all that unity to speed this up, so we will. That way we can start stockpiling some more again. Okay, these guys are coal. 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 And then we'll leave 3 of them with no mining priority. That way they can clean up the edges and everything. Okay. So the reason we are upgrading this is our old ore sorter had a max throughput of 240 items, whereas our new ore sorter is 10 times that amount, so 2,400 items is what it can sort. So we'll have all of our outputs over here. So we'll have coal right here. And basically, let's see. If I remember right, I think the 3 on this side are coal. Yep. So 3 on the right side over here are our coal outputs. So we want to take probably something like this. Probably fine with just 2. So this will be coal. So priority N. Yeah, we'll do what we do something like this. So we'll go N, N. We need to move this back by 1. There we go. So we can get 3 in right there, and then the 4th one in right there. And then our priority N will be for all the coal coming out of the iron mine is how we are going to do it. And then same for iron over here, which means, yeah, it looks like we have coal going in on this side, so this will be our iron. And then this coal over here. Would like to kind of keep this the same, so at the same height. So we need four belts in. If we do coal right there. Right there. And then we can have this guy run out, jump up to height 1 on this side, right there. And then this bottom one, we can follow along to right there. So that connects our coal together with the priority coming from the iron mine. So let's get all of that built there. And then we need to output at height 5. And I believe this, oh, one less. So right here. There we go. And then we can pull this one down on this side and around. And then this one over here. And that gets our coal hooked up. And we'll just downgrade these all to tier 2. We don't need that much throughput at the moment, so that's fine. And now let's do our iron. Now, iron, I'm thinking probably want it maybe right here. So if we do that, how do we want to? Okay, so those go and feed together, and then this one should connect in right here, and then like that, using the connectors to feed more than a belt worth of material in. So this is our iron, which means over here probably want to do something similar. So that's gonna be, yeah, we want to go on the far side for this one. And then this one just follows right along and then connects in. And then we'll do same on the bottom. If we can get that to connect, there we go. And same idea, like that. There we go. And then this is our iron. And we want to prioritize any iron ore coming from our coal mine. That way our coal doesn't get backed up, and then vice versa for iron. And then we are going to output this one here on this side. Oh, never mind. So height 5, 1 space, and then this connects to the middle one here. And this is our outside one. Like that. And then our other outside one right here. Like that. Okay. And that should be everything we need now for reconnecting our iron and coal back to our production. Data centers almost done, or quarter of the way done. We can use some Unity to help build these a little bit quicker. And then all of these ones are done as well. There we go. So that gets the iron flowing and the coal flowing. So we should be good on there. Let's see how our sand is doing. Not that well. Yeah, these guys are working as fast as they can. Looks like they are just working on digging out to the sand area here. So let's change the priority for this guy over to sand. Okay, so that should be good now. Let's look at our production over here. So how is everything coming along? So we are producing 12, using about 10. Do we have some stockpiling at the moment? Not yet. But we do have our electronics 3s being produced and sending over to our storage over here for maintenance. So let's get ready for our maintenance to go up and once this research is done. Let's see. So these guys are running 100%. We are getting a bonus 35% from our edicts and then 18% due to our population size. But it is 5,100 research, so it's going to take a little bit of time. And then we have everything over here ready to go. Yeah, we have our electronic 3s. And we have our steel that we are stealing from construction part production. So that should be fine. Probably need to upgrade this belt though, so we'll take care of that right now. Okay. And then as we can see, our copper is no longer keeping up, so let's upgrade that belt as well. We should see our copper start increasing in this storage box, and it might be almost time for a second belt of copper. But for now, that should be fine. Let's see, and we are running 100%. So microchip production, yep, consistently 12, perfect. And we are making 12 over here. It's just gonna take a little bit of time because these belts and lifts need to back up before these machines on the end will run at 100%. It looks like our maintenance 2 is no longer enough, so we will need to expand that. Yep, so we're over that 480 limit. So I have to unpause the second one. We are short on workers, so let's unpause some housing. Give us some more workers. The ship is already unloaded. Okay, it looks like coal is backed up again. Iron is not. But that should be because our iron production over here, yeah, we're using 576. So should be good. And our mining crews have cleared out a good chunk. We just got this little bit left here, and then we'll need to dig down some more. All right, so I will bring you guys back once we have data centers researched. Okay, so we are back. Just finished the research for data centers. So let's start the production of our first set of servers. So we'll set the recipe, copy that to our other assemblers, and it looks like our compute is running out, so we'll add in one more mainframe. That way we can run this. So we are going to need, I believe it's 48 servers to run everything. So each one of these is using 4. We are producing 12 so far. So let's turn 2 of these on. And then we'll come over here to our maintenance. Here's our data center. Maintenance, our tier 3 maintenance. And there we go. We'll set our recipes, set this to priority 1, and pause it. There we go. And then same idea. We'll connect in our connectors for our recycling. And let's build all of these. This will get us our maintenance 3 that we need. And let's add in servers over here so we can see how we are doing on production. All right. And we'll do one of these with Unity so we can unpause it and get some maintenance 3 being stockpiled. There we go. Now for data centers, let's look. So data centers, the way this will work is we need chilled water. To make chilled water, we need a water chiller. So this will take in 30 water and convert it into 24 chilled water. Then we take that chilled water, mix it with, or use some power, and then that will come out as regular water and we'll get some computing out of it. And each server rack, basic rack, will need 12 servers. So that's what our servers are going to be going towards. So let's take a look over here. So we have this water that is coming out from our system, and I think we will do our data centers. We're gonna have a lot of these eventually. So I'm thinking we just tie in right here off of this balancer. And we run them over here. So we'll want, I think we'll start right there. like this, and we want these high priority as well. And I'm thinking, yeah, let's do a storage on here. So what we could do is tie it in right here to this corner. Let's upgrade that. And then this will be our water for our servers. And basically it is one water chiller per data center. And I'm thinking we will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll do rows of 10, which means we want to do 4. Let's move these two to the end here. So 4, 5, and 10. And let's see, we want, yeah, hot water coming out on the top side there. So I'm thinking line it up right here. So that gives us 10 data centers, 10 chillers. And then we'll just do something like this. Oh. There we go. So like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 10. Yep. Okay. So there's that. Then we'll do one pipe over. So like that. And what we'll do is we'll take this input pipe here. Let's get rid of it. We actually want a balancer here instead. Go like this. And water's gonna come out right over here. So we'll do something like that. So our water comes out, has the priority in for the tank. There we go. And then our output water, we will run into each one of our water chillers like this. There we go. We don't have the unity, so let's unpause all of these. So it's going to take 120 construction part 4s and 40 electronic 3s to produce each one. We have a low supply of water over here. Let's find out why. Looks like we might need to upgrade some of these pipes. So we've used all that water and basically all of this water over here. So let's upgrade that pipe to tier 4. Get a little bit more throughput. We have this water coming from out over here. And yeah, tier 2 pipe on that is perfectly fine. Instead, we will run a second pipe. So from here, let's run it down underneath. Give a little bit of space next to our oil pipe in case we need to run a second one. And let's run this water over and then connect it in. Okay, so that should fix that. All right, let's see, how's our data centers coming along? So we got all of our water full here. We have our chilled water here. So we'll unpause one of these. Each one of these uses 1 megawatt. So we do have to be wary of that, or aware of that. We can turn off our research boost. We don't need it now. We'll start gaining our Unity back, and then we can finish this first data center. There we go. Using some Unity to get those electronic 3s. And we have 134 servers. So that's enough to make 11 server racks, basic server racks. So that's going to use 935 kilowatts to make 44 teraflops of compute versus what our mainframe computers are using. So basically 6 mainframe computers. So that's 12 megawatts of power to make all of that compute. Whereas we can just use 1 data center and less than a megawatt of power to make the same amount of compute. There we go. So we are up to 48. So we can get rid of 6 of our compute mainframes. There we go. And let's finish off these over here. Yeah, our bottleneck right now is going to be servers. And let's see. Yeah, these guys are running 100%. These guys are running 100%, so we are making 4 servers. Let's finish off our maintenance. There we go. All right. Okay, yep. So we are producing maintenance. Yeah, it's just gonna take a little bit of time. With all these maintenance depots being built, increases the amount that we can stockpile. But there's that. Let's see, we have another server. So we're up to 52. $56. All right, and gold is stockpiled. Yeah, we are sitting on 3.2 thousand gold. Perfect. The servers, I am going to move over here with our electronic 3 so we can see what's going on with them. Alright, so that gets us our microchips up and running. We've upgraded our ore sorting for coal and iron. We have expanded into another sand mine. So we got sand over here, so we are good on that again. We've started leveling out this area over here. We'll cover up this hole once we are done with the sand. Yeah, this isn't showing up and that's not showing up. So once we are done with this little bit of, let me see. Yeah, just this little bit of sand left over here. Then we can cover this hole in. We have our research progressing. We are just waiting on lab 4s. Then we can get into the last research stage, which will be right here. So what we could do is, looking at this, to make lab equipment for it, we're going to need electronic 3s and lab equipment 3s. So what we'll do, same as before, we'll just put a lift right here to feed all the lab equipment 3 into this this one right here, the storage. This will be our lab equipment 4, which we don't have yet. And then this will be our electronics 3. So if we do that, we could actually move all of these around a little bit. So we'll do something like that, and like that. Give us a little bit more space right here. And let's have trucks build all of this. And then we can start running our belt for our lab equipment, or our electronic 3s. So if we come over here, lab equipment 3 is right here. So let's unpause this belt. Let the trucks build it all the way down. There we go. And right about there. And same idea. Just use our lift. Plus this one over here. It looks like we want to be right here on this tile. There we go. Make sure our supports line up. So we'll get rid of that one. There's that. There's that. And there we go. So that will get the belt built for bringing our electronics down. To take some time for the stockpile to build up over here in our maintenance section. But we're barely using any maintenance at the moment. We can put some more servers in. There we go. So we're up to 72, which means we should be good to delete all of these mainframes. There we go. And once we have a little bit more servers stockpiled here, we can actually turn on our second set of manufacturing here for the microchips, and then we can double our microchip production. So we'll be able to run all 8 of these machines, making 24 microchips. And we can stockpile our servers. So that gets that done. Is there anything else we want to work on at the moment? I think, let's see. We got a little bit of time left. Let's look at the where we're gonna put our farms, I'm thinking. Yeah. I'd like to get into trains, but there's supposed to be an update here in about 6 days where train systems are going to change a little bit. Just reading through the developer blog post on Steam. So I think we'll hold off on trains until that gets done. So instead, let's look at farms. I think do I have a farm blueprint? I think I do. Okay. Yeah, so I do have a farm blueprint. So I want our water and fertilizer over here. So we have fertilizer on the bottom, water on top for our pipes here. And then we have a flat conveyor and a U-shaped conveyor. So let's see, and these are all set to 100% fertility. So our farmland is going to be out over here. We have a little bit of water we can collect there. We do need to be mindful of this coal. So we're going to have mining out on that side. So maybe we do farms this direction. Let's see. So the way this blueprint is designed is that they can hook together like this. So that's 4 farms, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 18, 20. So we could do a set of 20 farms. And then we'll probably need to expand out the belt throughput. That might not be enough throughput, but part of our farms is going to be our food processor. So this is a food processor that I built last season. So it will process everything we need for a settlement of 12,800 right out of the box. We do need to deal with any overflows. That's not included in the standalone blueprint. So there's some stuff in this blueprint folder marked extra where you can take your extra surplus supplies of food and run it through for different things. So either turning it into more fertilizer, more water, some salt, ethanol production, and then your digesters, which is going to be like the main way we dispose of everything. But let's look at our blueprint here. And I can already tell you we are getting rid of all of this. And then this will get moved to there, and we'll get rid of those. So this blueprint is designed to you feed in up to 6 belts of food from your farms. So there's 6 belts of U-shaped conveyors and flat conveyors here, and then it goes through all of these different sorters. And the way it does that is each one of these sorters is set to pull out a specific item, and it can pull up to 6 belts of that item out using these different conveyors. It is limited to be about 2 belts plus whatever can go through this connector. So it's not a full 6 belts, but it'll get you most of the way there. And then it prioritizes everything out with the balancers here to the individual storage for all the different food items. And then the overflow comes down here on this side, right through here. And then we have some bio waste to compost over here, as well as our extra eggs and animal feed. So we have our chicken farms, our medical, then we have our snacks, our meat, our sausage, our cake, our bread, and our tofu. And all of those come out over here. So all of the different food products, as well as a food packs for crew supplies. That's what this assembler here will do, is make your crew supplies that you need eventually. And then all your outputs are right here on these belts. So you have a total of 3, 7, 8, 9, 12 outputs of belts. And then we have our inputs over here. So plastic, steel, glass, rock, our acid, and our fuel gas, as well as the output of compost to be disposed of or dumped on the ground. So if we have our belts currently running, let's see, so our input is right here. It means output is over here. Our input is on this side currently. And our food needs to get all the way over here to our settlement. So if we do that, we would want our inputs all right here on this bottom left corner. Our outputs are right there on the bridge on that same corner. And then we would have room for vehicles to drive over. So let's put down the food processor right here. It gives us room to expand the food processor. Let's bring it back just slightly. So if we do, something like that. We'll have all of our excess products down here. So we can run belts on this side to excess over here, where we can do different things with it. All of our builds here can be expanded as our settlement grows. And then all of our belts are right here. So we should be able to pull all of these through without issue. Which means we can put in some bridges across here to run our belts over to probably this corner where we'll have all of our food coming in. Which means we probably want to straighten out this coastline and probably actually bring it out to here if we can. So if we are doing that, let's bring it out this far. There we go. This is where our coastline will be. And our belts are going to come through on this tile here. So we'll need, let's get rid of this over here so trucks are not dumping where we don't need them to at the moment. There we go. We'll come back and fill this in eventually. I'm thinking we do our dumping right here for all of our dumping from this site over here. So let's edit this area. Let's bring this over right here. There we go. And that is everything in that dumping area. So that's all the dumping from the project teams as well as the gold mine. Which means this dumping over here. Let's do same thing. Call that good right there. Okay, so our different mines are good. Gold mine. All right. So now we just need this coastline cleaned up. Then we'll put down our blueprint over here where we can run our belts over to our settlement, or even possibly move our settlement. That could be an option. Across this whole coastline here instead of being over here in this corner. We'll see how it goes. And then for farms, I think we need a total of 32 farms, if I remember right. About 30 farms to run for 12,800 people. So if we do sets of 16 or 20 like this, we could do 40 farms. That gives us plenty of extra to turn into fuel gas and other things. And then we have our inputs on this side, our output right there. So our output we could run and then connect in over here. It gives room for trucks to deliver everything. The only thing though is our water and fertilizer are all of that will be coming from over here. So we have our fertilizer here and our water as well, which means we'll need to run a pipe over. So maybe we flip our pipes around on this side. And I think that should be connected. There we go. So our pipe outputs are over here. Our inputs are over here, so we can have all of our inputs on this side. Technically, we don't need this input belt right here. So if we copy paste this, flip it, rotate it, I think that should be lined up. There we go. And that's a 3 space. We probably want to do a little bit more than that. So let's cut it from here. So that's 4, that's 5, 6. We'll do 7. So a space of 7. Between the farms. That way we can run additional belts if we need it, and trucks can still get through. So there we go. That connects everything again. So that should be our 40 farms. Then our outputs are out over here. So we don't need these. And we don't need these. There we go. And that means our next farm I think we do something like that. So we have 1 space here in between. Yeah, I think that would be good. And then we run the rest of our farms out. That would be all of you guys right there. So we should see it overlap here. There we go. Okay, rows of 20, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of 20. So that's 80 farms. So that should be plenty for the moment. And then we'll just need to figure out how we are going to route the belts in and over. We can use this square here. Then it gives us plenty of room out over here that we can still get by with trains and stuff later. Same on this side. We'll be able to use probably this square here to route all of our water and fertilizer pipes and storages through. And then we'll need to connect in our water and fertilizer from over here. But I think that's where I will end the episode. So thank you so much for hanging out and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.